Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Practical Microservices stream. Getting a late start today because of some day job things. And trying to think if there's anything that needs announcing right now. Can't think of anything. Let's dive in. I am really thrilled to see everything is working because normally I do a quick tech check before I actually start the stream. I didn't do that today because I was late. And not following the procedures doesn't make late things less late. Quite the opposite, in fact. But Friday, Ethan left a nice message to say that we are resuming refactoring the tests with test automated handle commands requested previously fetched star. So let's... Whoa, that was neat. Let's install an update. Because when you're live is the best time to do that sort of thing, yeah? All right, so here is our code. And not previously fetched, I believe, is the one we just finished on Friday. So we're in the previously fetched tests now. Let's come down and have a look at that folder. We have 3 of them. So let's open test automated handle commands, retrieve previously fetched, retrieved. So it's this test here. And in this case, let's go back to our model here. We're saying we're in this case. So the, oh, hey, SB Ditto, how's it going? You're alive. Good, good. I'm glad to see that. Did you ever play Portal? And I guess more importantly, have I already asked you this before? Because every time you say I'm alive, I keep thinking of that fantastic finishing song, Still Alive, from Portal. The Portal, the Is my audio okay? I didn't do a check before I got going. Portal. I'll stop with Portal. And I'm eating so a bit distracted. Okay, yeah, no worries. Portal, the game where you have the gun that shoots the orange and oh, okay. Did you ever finish it? Because if you haven't, there is just a gem of an ending that's worth making it to. Oh, okay. All right. Well, okay. Then I will stop the reference. That doesn't make sense right now. Anyway, so we are writing the retrieve command handler test for when the clip has already been fetched. So that's this case right here. We may not have to change much, honestly, but we're no longer doing this in an event handler. And what's the difference between an event handler and a command handler? The type of message you're handling, really. There's no structural difference to the code. Like if we came to our handler's commands file here, like boom, now it's an event handler. The logic, of course, wouldn't make any sense there, but like there's no real structural difference between them. It's a division. No, it's just a division to help us organize the project. Anyway, so handle commands, we are handling the retrieve command for the situation where it has previously been fetched, and we would expect to write a retrieved event in that case. So we would instantiate the handler. I'm trying to do that sort of thing now. So then we would again do a retrieve example like so. Didn't mean to erase that R. And so let's see, we would have a device video ID, a device ID, a start minute, and a workflow. But of course, these aren't requested anymore. These are retrieve. And then the workflow this time comes from retrieve.metadata.correlation stream name. So we want to make sure we have one of those on there. Great. Requested and fetched. So when we're doing a test like this, we're going to be putting an entity into the entity store. My watch only has 10% battery left. I should charge that sometime. We're going to put an entity into the entity store, and the one that we put in this case, needs to reflect that it has previously been fetched. And the way we did that before was with this requested and fetched example, because we had the requested event, which had a different state in it. I'm going to undo my changes in the command handler there. We don't need this test on the left anymore. So let's open our controls file for the device video, which is right here. And those are the various attributes we can have on there. That's a new one. This is a retrieved one. We'll be checking that in just a bit. So requested and fetched. Why did I have fetched but not requested and fetched? That must have been for a particular workflow, huh? So there is no more requested. So I'm just going to get rid of that. I expect that will break more than just the test that we're currently working on. Let's have a look at our errors here. Undefined method. Oh, metadata. Well done. That is actually metadata or mets data. You're into sabermetrics. Let's see. At initialize constant. Device video component controls. Okay, requested and fetched is no longer there. Good. So we can just fall back to the fetched example. And you don't fetch for a particular workflow. It's just fetched or it isn't. requested is not an event or the message anymore. So let's change that to retrieve. And retrieved.uri. Okay, so it means we didn't write our event. I realize I'm not predicting what the outcome is going to be. And I'm doing it that way because this test already exists. I'm not saying that's a good reason, so let me try to tighten that up a bit. But we put in a device video that has already been retrieved. And so we're going to set the device ID and the URI. And if I'm not mistaken, the presence of the URI... Oh, it's not how we tell. Oh, this is fetched. No, that's what we want. It should be fetched. Right, I'm looking at the wrong thing. So it's been fetched if we have the URI. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. All right, let's open the handler file here. And so here's where we hit. And we would end up, excuse me, device video ID came from our command. So we put the device video in there, out there. So the handler should be retrieving that it has been fetched. Oh, we're looking for the wrong kind of message here. No, we're not. Actually, it should be an events retrieved, huh? Let me close the controls there real quick. What would... Oh, wait. Handlers events. That's the problem. We are not handling events right now. We're handling commands. So we were using the wrong handler altogether. And now a whole bunch of the test passes. And again, I didn't stop to pause. So the workflow is not correct. So where do we check workflow? Retrieved.metadata.correlation stream name equals workflow. And we need to set the workflow property on there, which we are not doing. So we would say retrieve, we call out the workflow up here. We did. So we would just need to say retrieved.workflow equals workflow. Like so. And there the test passes. Awesome. All right, so let's open test automated handle commands, retrieve, previously fetched, ignored. Now it's our idempotence check here. Instead of just opening that, I'm going to split here. Cut. Oh, I didn't want to split that way. Oh, well. Not going to go fix it now. Handle commands. We are handling a retrieve command in the previously fetched scenario, and we're ignoring. So let's get our handler. And because we just realized this painfully a moment ago, set that to commands. And we are doing a retrieve. So we need the device video ID. We do care about the workflow, so we need to call that out separately. Let me copy how we did these in this test because they are more correct. So, oh, that was not the one. Get rid of that. There we go. Now we need the device video. And one where it has been retrieved for a particular workflow, and that matters. So let's come back to our device video control over here. Retrieved, there we go. So we need an example of one that has been retrieved for a given workflow. The way that we do that is... That is if we don't pass in a workflow, it will generate one for us. The device video, make a new one. And then we're going to set the device ID, the start minutes, That isn't controlled from the outside as of right now, but it hasn't needed to be yet. So device video ID and the URI, that would all be on there. And this requested method is not a thing anymore. And so now we want to tell the entity, hey, you have been retrieved. So let's open that. And there's just not enough real estate on the screen. So this hash has been called requests at this point. Is that the right name for it still? I kind of want to say no, because it's more tracking the things that we've retrieved, which incidentally with this design, you remember from discussions about the account component, we've said like, oh, you don't need you wouldn't need the reservation pattern if you just kept a list of every transaction ID that you've already processed. That is effectively what we're doing with this component. The theory in the design is that it would be unlikely for thousands upon thousands of requests for the same clip to come in. So if you were building such a thing at your own company, organization, hobby project, whatever you're doing, that would be something to consider. Are we going to get too long of a list of requests that we're storing here? Don't know. Why am I agonizing over this name requests right now? I think it's because we removed the requested event. These are requests for the video. It is the composite component saying, hey, I would like to have this video. So do we need to change it? I don't know that we do. And do we need to say that this is true instead? Why not? Retrieved. I don't like why not. That's not a good reason. So every time you introduce a symbol into a Ruby program, that symbol lives forever. People say symbols are memory leaks. This can really hose your Rails server, or at least it did back in the day. I don't know if it's been dealt with, but Rails has this thing in your request handler that parameters comes in as a class, at least it used to, called params within different access. And so you could access its contents as a string or as a symbol. Symbols are nice because they are like when you look up something by a symbol, you're not doing a string compare of all the letters that go into that symbol. That ends up just being represented as a number. So it's a numeric comparison. But like when the whole world was new to Rails, everyone was like, oh, symbols are pretty strings. And they're not. They're symbols. I think they look nicer than a string does, which is kind of a silly aesthetic thing. And if that's the case, why not just change your theme to not use orange, but use blue? I think blue. We're not introducing a load of symbols here. We're introducing one. So I'm going to leave it. That's what we're going to do. So none of this would need to change, I don't think. So that would mark it as retrieved, which is what we want. And this is our test up here on the right. So device video equals controls, device video retrieved dot example, which we were just looking through to see what it actually did. It takes whatever workflow we're using, marks it as retrieved. Great, so we'll fetch that. We would expect it to respond positively to being asked that it has been fetched, or we fail. If that doesn't pass, then we know the test can't proceed. So instead of requested, we are handling the retrieve. Hey, I before E, except after C. But what if you just did it both ways? So I surrounded by E. I think that is a linguistic innovation right there. So I'll get going on that one with l'Académie And we don't have that in English, but in French there is l'Académie Française that decides what is and isn't officially French. And one of my favorite things from that was these came out at some point, and C and D you'd say in French, CD. But saying CD-ROM like that offended the Academy's sensibilities. And so they actually made a new word so that there could be a French version of CD-ROM, or at least that's how it was explained to me. I offer that with no judgment or anything. That is a statement of what is, as best I understand it. Anyway, coming back to what we're talking about, I think the test is good here, but I think it will fail because we will actually write the retrieved event because I commented out the idempotence check. So Ruby test automated handle commands previously fetched. Nope, the command first. No message written failed, which is what I expected. So let's uncomment our test. Neat. Okay. So that means that test passes. Great. Let's get the next one. Test automated handle commands previously fetched. Nope. Name of the command first, and then expected version. So we want to make sure we're writing with the correct expected version. So handle commands context retrieve. Oh my goodness. Okay. Previously fetched. Let's have some consistency there. My goodness. Commands. In this case, same as before, we want a retrieve example. That's not how we get the workflow. That is how we get the workflow. We want one that has been fetched. Right. These tests more closely mirror the golden path test. So test automated handle commands previously. No. Why? Every time. Amateur hour, I swear. Okay. So let's see here. Right. It says fetched. We don't care about the URI because we are not checking any attributes, but we do want to make sure it was actually fetched. Do we? Yes. If it wasn't previously fetched, the rest of the test doesn't make any sense. So version, we get a control for it. Add it to the store, but this would be at one more time. Retrieve .device video ID, and this would be retrieve. Wait a second. I spot more inconsistency. Oh, I see. This test doesn't call out the device video ID, which is why we grab it from the message directly there. So let's see. We do expect there to be one of these events written, and we expect it to be at that expected version. So let's try running this. I think it will pass. It did. Great. Excellent. So that is that. I'm going to do something bold now, which is to delete this handler file because I don't think we need it anymore. What is this? Oh, I see. I didn't update this. Wait. Oh, that's draw.io. Here we go. Wait, which one? No, this is draw.io. Why? Oh, I didn't update the stream names over here. Oh, no. I didn't remove the requested event over here. All right, let's fix the diagram real quick. Let's see. You should be up. No, don't do that. That is not what I wanted you to do. What if we just drag you up like so? I've been having problems with... Why did that occur? All right. There you go. Pull you. That's funny. If you've ever played the game Oxygen Not Included, you scroll around your colony by using the WASD keys. I've been playing that game recently, and I thought I was playing it right now, apparently. All right. Is this also... Oh, we already had one. That's embarrassing. Why won't that just go down without... Oh, I guess it did. Okay, fine. And then we can pull these up a little. And then get this to light up with that. Right there. Okay, cool. Got to go make this change in the other examples here. So that goes away, and you connect directly there. You're in a fine position, but let's get rid of you, slide you up a little, and then slide these two up a little. That's good. Get rid of that line. Boom, done. And then let's get rid of requested in both of these cases. So redo our awesome line routing here. Look at that. Beautiful. Just stunningly beautiful. And then I would do well to use a mouse when I do this sort of thing. Not brilliant on a trackpad. All right, like that. And then, oh, that's not good. What happens if I drag you? Fine, that's our line. Okay. Neat. What brought me down this rabbit hole? I don't remember. Fine, back to the code. Right, I was trying to work up the courage to delete the event handler file. And we don't have a handler on our own events anymore. Everything is handled in the command handler. So here it goes. Get rm lib device video component handlers events. It changed. So I have to tell it, no, really delete it. All right, it's gone. Which means a few other things need to go, like the events consumer. It's gone. And then we would open the start file and remove that consumer from there because it doesn't exist anymore. Our load file, no, the component loader file would need to change as well. So no event handlers, no event consumer. Anything else? The projection. Yes, there is no requested event anymore, so we can remove that. I'm just like going through and making a bunch of tests, failing tests. Events, we no longer have that particular event. So get rm-f lib device video component messages events. Requested is gone. That one will have to come out of the load though. So we don't have any event controls. Nope, we do right there. Get rm-f lib device video component controls events requested. Okay, and if we get that, we'll also need to remove it from the controls loader. Where'd you go? Right there. I think that's everything. So let's just run all the tests and find out what we broke. Test automated projection retrieved. Projection retrieved. Yes. So we're testing that we have projected the retrieved event properly. I think all we would need to do here is replace this requested one with a fetched, because the only way, but fetched no longer is for a particular workflow. So that should work now. And it does. We only have 6 errors this time. Fantastic. How are we doing on time? We might be able to get through the coding of this. I don't know about the testing of it. That whole test goes away because we don't have that event anymore. 5 errors. Now in the fetched exam or projection test. So we want to get our fetched event, ID, a workflow, and this would now just be a new one. And that is now the first event that would appear in the stream, is the fetched event. So let's run it real quick. We should be down to, ooh, we are not. Why are we not? Undefined method ID equals, oh, right. You have to call example. Four errors. Great. But I think we need to make sure that this projection is doing more now. So let me open the projection right here. Bummer. I just deleted. Hey, there it is. We undo. So let's see. This one used to set all of the identifying properties on it. So that's what we want to have happen. Oh, don't fail me now. Get diff. Let's see. I want that old test there. So what would that be? That would be projection fetched. Do you appear somewhere? Get diff cached. Oh, we want to search on something with a slash. Nope, still not there. All right, let me just go find the code for that test. Fetch.rb. How about? Oh, does it not show the content of deleted files? I thought it did. I mean, it looks like it's doing it right there. Can we do automated projection? Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Would have taken a lot less time to just type it all over again, but got nothing. Would have taken a lot less time to just type it over again. And we don't want these dashes. So those are probably not set. Automated. Nope, this is a projection test on fetched. And we didn't extract those properties. Oh, I always clear the terminal before I run the tests again. And sometimes I don't like that. Let's see. This time it was not faster to just type it again because I remembered what I did before. Let's come up here and add those. Guess we already had that one. These are our test preconditions. If those don't pass, the rest of the test is nonsensical. So let's try running now. Assertions failed. That's what we wanted because we removed the code that copied that stuff over. So let's see. This is the fetched test. So we can set those attributes like so. This one is covered by the above. And then we can finally say goodbye to that code right there. And now the test it didn't pass. Oh, right. Because this says requested. There we go. Nice. Okay, next test. That we broke from all of our many deletions we were doing. Test automated handle commands retrieve expected version. Oh, right. These are... That was a sibling that just needs to go. Test automated handle commands retrieve expected version. Just force it. There's that. 3 failures. Test automated device video requested would go away because there is no method. Okay, so git rm test automated device video requested test suite should pass. Oh, it didn't. That's unfortunate. This workflows test. What's your deal? Ah, right. This test is making sure that when we ask for the list of workflows, we get it back correctly. And the way we did that was by marking something as requested. Now we'll just mark it as retrieved and get the same result. All right, so we have a lot fewer assertions because there is less code. The design is simpler. That should be it. So yeah, I'm not going to stream it, obviously, but there's some interesting stuff you can watch. What am I trying to do here? We want to run this whole thing. So don't think I have a message store running right now. We can confirm that real fast. Yep, not running. Good. And if we go back to the composite component, actually device video real quick, do you have the situation we need to trigger the error that we were seeing before? Probably in this fetch. Yes, you are still set to sleep 30. So we come back to the composite component. Let's make an extra window here. CD, such software, do expensive things once, composite component. Right, you're going to run Docker. Do I have Docker running? I do not, so let's get that started. And then go take a break, because that takes a long time to start up. rm-sf and Docker compose up. Docker desktop starting. Neat. I'm just going to accept that all that you saw there means that this is working. Empty messages table, great. Such software, do expensive things once. Composite component. And actually, to make sure we actually fix the issue is not something we would use the composite component for. I just want to do like a full run through of everything to make sure it's working, because we can. Let's see, test interactive, trigger expected version. So start the component before running this file. Thank you for the helpful note, Pastel. And just for good measure, let's reinstall all the gems. Development. Install gems. They're installed. Great. So now let's start. And then test. Ruby test interactive. Trigger expected version error. So we write the one event, it starts handling it and starts a sleep 30 on the actual fetch. 10 seconds later, we write the additional command, which in the olden days would have been handled adding a requested event to the stream we had previously projected. Now with our new thing that only has the command handler, we won't start handling this command until this one has completed. So right before we do the fetch, we have this message that we're starting to fetch the video, and then we sleep for 30, and then we'll have this when we finished. Moments later is when the additional command should be processed. So here we go. Started fetching the video, sleeping for 30 seconds. That's about how long you get to sleep when you have a baby in the home. Okay, we wrote our second command. Just waiting for that beautiful finish fetching the video message in the lower left. Finished fetching the video, probably going to crash. Only it isn't probably going to crash. So what do we have here? Our two commands. Fetched, retrieved, recorded, because we made the snapshotting really aggressive, and then our retrieved. Good. That's what we wanted. So does the snapshot still look reasonable? Request, workflow, retrieve. Yeah. Boom. That worked. I'm happy about that. Let us now do our test that we did before. So I'll just start that over. Start this component, and you should have crashed because I took away your message store. The message store is empty. I would like to, while I'm thinking about it, if it doesn't crash momentarily, you solved the problem. Good job, you. Both components are running, and now we can do Ruby test automated. You know what? Do I want to back off that snapshotting? So true. Or a puppy. Yeah. What if you have a baby and a puppy? Then you don't even get 30 seconds to sleep. Puppies are great. I love puppies. That's the kind of great content you get when you tune into the stream. It's 1 o'clock right now. I really need to figure out what it is I'm running quick. Write build. That's going to write one, write shorter build, write variable build. Now let's do this one. There's write build that we were using. Write test automated. No. Find the interactive automated test. Write build. I may or may that's probably why you always say you're alive. Just kidding. I don't know anything. All right, there's our build. Started fetching. Oh, I left the 30-second sleep in there. That's fine. This is all fine. You can go have a look at the message store, though. Wow, that's a lot of messages. All right, because there's 3 clips we need to get. Build, initiated, retrieve. Just waiting that 30 seconds. Say put on some hold music, but there's already this wonderful backing. Oh no, there's 3 clips. Yep, so they're all going to take 30 seconds. So we actually need to stall for a total of 1.5 minutes. This is awful. So yes, in a real world scenario, depending on the volume of these requests you're actually getting, if they took 30 seconds, you may need more than a single instance of the component running. Don't know what your agreement is with your customers on how long it takes to get one of their composite videos. Nice that it still says probably going to crash. Did I not save this file? Or maybe I edited it after I started the component. whatever. Here we are just installing. Anytime now. Activity finished. So then 6 probably spit out all the FFmpeg stuff. Go have a look in our message store. We have our very aggressive snapshotting in there. Fetched, retrieved, recorded, retrieved. Is that for a different... Yeah. No. Oh, right. This retrieved is back up in the composite video. And recorded is another snapshot event. So fetched, retrieved, fetched, retrieved, recorded, built. Ooh, we're aggressive on the snapshots in both components. There is our final event, and then the sweet, sweet moment of payoff. Grab that file path right there, open it. Beautiful. Okay, all right. Assuming we didn't introduce any new design errors in fixing this previous problem, we have fixed that. The concurrency issue that we had before is no longer there. And tomorrow we will resume with fighting Rails and trying to make it play nicely. Just gonna cut the sentence off there. Have it play nicely. It does some things, but I've talked about them before. We just have to deal with the reality of it, though. Can't undo all of that. Anyway, SB Ditto, anyone else who's here, have a lovely rest of your day. Thanks for coming. Catch you next time. And until then, happy coding.